Time to join this battle! Off we go!
Hi, I'm Kitty and welcome to How Do You Even Smite, Brah? Alright, in this video I'm going to explain a few things that you should probably change very early on in the game. They're gonna seem confusing right now, maybe, but just go with it and you're gonna see what that does and how exactly it works out later. First of all, these are your settings here in the top left, this little gear. And just put everything as you want. And I would suggest that you fix your volume here, and that maybe you disable the profanity filter unless you're very sensitive to words like fuck and all that stuff. So yeah, there's also other stuff that you can do, like you can obviously change some of your control stuff, or for targeting you can use distance lines or ground targets and other stuff to make it easier for you to hit things. Also key bindings if you'd like, and you can change some stuff in spectator mode. This is basically just when you want to watch people, so you don't need to touch that for now. So far what's most interesting is probably just the key bindings, and maybe for the targeting here, to have some help lines and whatnot, because it really helps. Here also some audio changes, make them as you fit or as you see fit. And here for videos too, some people have problems with playing Smite on high settings, so Anyway, what you want to do, what I really suggest is if you click here on God/words, this little lightning bolt, you see all the gods. And you can buy them here too, by the way, either for actual money, which is gems, or for the in-game currency, which is favor. Okay. I suggest buying the God pack if you really enjoyed this game. Though what I did in the beginning was to try out the free gods, and then I invested like $4 or so to buy 400 gems, which you can do here on this yellow thing because it's a store. You can purchase gems here. And I bought 2 gods that I focused on, just so I have something more other than the free gods. There's a god rotation. That means that the gods they can play always change every once in a while, except some always stay the same. Currently, if we go back home here, the current god rotation is Cupid, Vamana, Alquang, Fenrir, and Kumbhakarna. So these are gods that you normally need to buy, but you can play for free right now. It's gonna change again though. It changes every 2 or so weeks, or maybe a bit longer. Neith is definitely one of the people who are always free, so that's pretty good, which is why I'm going to use Neith a lot for these tutorials. Alright. So the reason why we're coming here is the gods that are colored are the ones you have. And what I did, let's scroll down to Neith, she's a free one, is if you click down here, there's a character builder. Alright? So click on that. What I did, like the first thing that I did ever, was to change the actives. What you have in the beginning usually is just meditation. If we scroll over this, it says using this item heals the owner's mana by 75% of their maximum mana and gives them 15 MPS for 15 seconds, and the cooldown is 2 minutes. This is great because it replenishes your mana and you can use it every 2 minutes, or well, earliest every 2 minutes. But I recommend, especially if you start out, I recommend buying the Greater Meditation, because this heals your mana by 75%, just like the base of the skill, but it gives you more MP5, so it gives you more mana per second, and it also heals your HP. The cooldown is the same, so it's like, well, might as well. This one costs, I believe, 300, and this one costs 900, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I know there's a 600 gold difference, but it's really, really worth it if you don't want to have to go back to base all the time. because you can heal yourself. And sometimes when you're trying to run and you're low on health because you forgot to go back in time, this can really help you out. I also always buy sprint. Usually you get just sprint. It has 30% movement increase for 4 seconds and a cooldown of 60. This is what you usually have. I usually buy the greater sprint because it increases your speed by 40 instead of 30, and it holds for 6 instead of 4 seconds. The cooldown is the same again. The only difference is it costs more. So what I end up doing is I spend the money I get in the beginning on these actives and on a health potion. I really suggest that you get at least a health potion, maybe even a mana potion if your character is very mana hungry. So you have a bit of a sustain and you don't have to, worry too much about going back and forth. Though, if you want to keep the money and just go back and forth a lot, that's cool. I'm just saying it's kind of hard because sometimes you're so into the fight that you kind of forget to go back. You need to make sure you go back in time anyways. If you're, I'd say about halfway or 2/3 down with your health, you probably want to start going back. Because if you wait too long, they're going to kill you. They're definitely going to kill you. Which is why it's really handy to have potions or the meditation. I would at least suggest that you get the greater meditation. The sprint, leave it at small if you want. Just, this one. You're not going to spend an awful lot of money. It can be 900 plus 300 and another 50. If you usually kill a minion, you get like 90-ish gold anyway, so that's 1 minion is, you can almost get 2 potions, almost. Alright, this stuff, don't really touch it for now. There's, again, as I said, a standard build for every character. It's not amazing, but it's something. Either way, make sure you have use for auto level checked here, and that you save the profile if you change this. I personally went through every single character and changed the actives because I really want that extra heal. There's actually one god I haven't done yet, which is Janus. I fixed up his thingy here and left the sprint at 1 because I'm like, I don't really need to run a lot with him, so he's a far-range character. If you're a far-range character, you probably usually get away with the normal sprint. So, alright. Either way, this is that. I really recommend it, but it's up to you in the end. So. Alright. And other than that, I'm going to explain some more modes to you here. But I'm quickly going to give you an overview. There's practice. And in the beginning, when you install the game, you have to do a tutorial, which is here, where they kind of explain what I've explained in my other tutorial. Except it's kind of shorter and more simple. It also feels a bit more overwhelming, in my opinion, because it's like, hey, look, this, that, and I'm like, whoa, chill the hell out. This is basically just practice. You can do this by yourself or with others, doesn't matter. There's co-op, which means you and 4 other people, or in this case, you and 2 other people, because it's 3v3, against bots. Practice is always against bots, just bots, and even your allies are bots. Co-op is you with other people against bots. Normal is, well, people against people. And League is for way later. This is when you reach level 30, which I have, and when you master a few gods. The way god masteries work is if you play with a god, you get worshippers. If you lose, you get usually 3 worshippers, sometimes 4, maybe more, if the game has been going on a long time. If you win, you get usually 7, or sometimes more, depending on how long the game went. To go into League, you need 16 god masteries. This could be changed, but this is what it's at right now. So you need 16 god masteries, 16 different gods. It can't just be the same, just saying. And level 30, but this is really hardcore. This is like professionalism right there. The normal stuff is more like the quote-unquote casual crowd. There's also custom, where you can play pretty much any mode against friends. You can make like your own lobbies, pretty much. It's kind of like when you make versus plays on Steam, like with friends or so. Like, you know, you create your own lobby and you invite people and whatnot. There's also your friend list down here, which if you click this blue friends tab, the way you add people is by clicking here where it says friends on this little plus button. You type in the name and that's about it. A person has to first approve though, so yeah. But a lot of people don't even know where this is. There's also, if there's ever an exclamation mark here, it's a yellow exclamation mark. There's probably a friend request, so you click on this request tab. I definitely don't have any right now, but this is where it would be. There's also people you've recently played, like a tab. This is where your clan is at, if you have one. And as soon as this online thing goes away. And this is people who you have blocked, so. You can put a status here, like on Skype or so it's pretty neat. The screen tab is if you want to start a party. Anybody who has a green in lobby sign basically is people you could invite. You just click them and click done and they have to approve or disapprove. So I would recommend that you don't just randomly invite people without talking to them first. So what you would do is you click here, you right click on somebody and then you click message. It opens a new tab. What you can also do, what people don't know, is you can edit notes. This can be handy if you want to keep track of, for example, how good somebody plays, or if it's fun to play with them, or where you met them, or whatever. That's what I personally do. I put little notes for where I met people. In this case, this was in the Smite TeamSpeak. It just helps me a little bit to keep track of who is who. So it's really neat. There's also some other functions you can use. So it's all there. Then there's small stuff like how you can set your own avatar by clicking on your avatar here. I believe you don't have anything at first and you're gonna have to get them in the icon store here. Some icons cost favor, which is the in-game currency. Some other items cost gems. So just make sure you spend favor on it. Well, if you want an icon anyway, there's a lot of stuff to pick from. You also sometimes get icons for achievements. You got, like, if you master 10 gods, you get this weird 10 god mastery thing. Or if you've been a beta tester, you get this thing or whatever. This is also where you can keep track of your achievements. So if you're kind of an achievement whore like I am. No, it's not that bad. They also newly added skin awards, but this is for later. I'll explain that later. Just don't worry about it right now. This is pretty much everything you need to know in terms of settings for now. The other thing there is here is there's a profile. You can click. It loads which god you played most, what roles, what match you played most, you know, your win and lose statistics, your accolades, so those are like medals that you get for killing people or killing towers or whatever. There's worshipper detail, which means you can look up how many times you have mastered somebody. I've got a lot of worshippers for some. There are two gods I haven't played at all yet, which is Hunbots and Mercury, so there you go. You can look at your recent matches, like how many kills, deaths, and assists, if you won or lost. You can even watch, check the details to see who you played with and what your build was and, you know, all that good stuff. There's a clan tab if you have a clan or if you're invited to one. And here you can refer a friend. You get some nice, what are they called? Some nice rewards if you refer a friend, like gems and favors and stuff. So, yep. There's a little TV here where you can watch Twitch streams. I don't really use that. And this is the league, so when you start playing in that league mode that I said with level 30, there's like a leaderboard here, but it's not really interesting if you're starting out. Alright. Well, this is it in terms of settings. If you have questions about settings, you can change your server here, by the way, between North America and Europe. I usually play North America, because like that's where all my friends are at, so whatever. But yeah, if you have any more questions about any settings or whatnot, just, well, let me know. I hope this helped, and I'll see you on the next video for my how do you even smite Brah tutorials. Alright, thanks for watching, and thanks for joining, and I'll see you next time. Bye!